is up, besties? It's your girl Keelan, and I am back with another video. Finally, I know. It has been so long since I've recorded a video, and I honestly am so upset that it's been this long. But once we get into this video, y'all will see why it's been very long. So yeah, let's just jump into the video. I want to say, if you hear construction outside, please ignore it. They're literally working right in front of the building just ignore it. I have a list of things to go over, so without further ado, I'm gonna stop talking and let's just get right into it. So in the last video that you guys saw, it was one of my weekly vlogs to where you saw Trey and I parting ways, and you know, he left to Illinois and I was in Indiana. And yeah, things have kind of changed a bit, I will say. I quit both of my jobs and moved to Indiana to be with Trey. That was always a part of the plan. Once my lease ended, we were gonna just move in together because Trey's lease is ending at a different time than mine did, obviously. So I went ahead and moved in with him. But what solidified this decision is, a drum roll please, your girl got trapped. I'm gonna just be honest, I am pregnant, which is why it's taking me so long to record another video, on top of obviously moving and life. But yes, I am pregnant. I am 4.5 months pregnant. I will be 5 months and like a week, pretty much. A week and a half, I'll say. I'm technically 18 weeks and 5 days. So yes, it has been a lot to process and deal with. So I thought I would just get where I've been out of the way, and just go straight into the pregnancy. So that's what this video is going to be about. I told you guys where I've been, what's been going on. So I moved to Illinois. I quit both of my jobs. I currently don't have a job, which is why I wanted to take my YouTube more seriously. I've been in Illinois since March now, and that, ignore Casper, that has been it's been an up and down struggle, whirlwind, as far as getting in the system out here and everything like that. And yeah, and next month we move again, so I'll try to bring you guys along for that journey, because we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get into the pregnancy section of this, and just like how I've been coping mentally, because it's been, when I say it's been a lot, it has been a lot. So let's just get into it. I guess we'll start at the beginning. So I found out I was pregnant in February, which I actually got pregnant in February. So I knew, like, I wasn't one of those the girls that you see, they're like, I didn't know, you know, and they go so long without knowing. I knew right away that I was pregnant. It was just like something in me was just like, yeah, you're pregnant. And it's crazy because February, being the shortest month, is the month that I was supposed to get 2 periods, and I only got 1 at the beginning of February, and then my ovulation window, and then yeah, you guys know how it works. But yeah, I knew right away when it happened that I was pregnant, and surprisingly, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a Valentine's baby. It is not a Valentine's baby. It is not. But yes, I was very conflicted when I found out that I was pregnant. I had so many emotions all at once, and I'm just gonna be 100% honest. I was not ready for a positive pregnancy test, which is very crazy to me, because months prior I was like, I think I'm ready to be a mom, But once it didn't happen, I was just like, it's time for me to start living for me. And I was okay with not being pregnant. Then I got pregnant, and here we are. I was excited, I was happy, I was sad, I was nervous, I was mad, I was all of the above, just because I just gotten to a point where I wanted to, or I was starting to live for myself. I wasn't listening to everybody else's opinions in order to make a decision for myself, which, if anybody knows me, knows that that is a big deal. Like, I've always had, either my mom's influence or my friends' influences or anybody. Just, I would always ask for advice before doing what I really wanted to do, instead of just doing it, because I was afraid to fail. But in life, you're gonna fail. So I finally started getting out of my bubble and being comfortable enough to live for me. And then I got pregnant, and I was just like, now you got to take a step back from living for you, hun. It's about this baby now. And that's what like scared me the most about pregnancy, is because everyone always tells you it's no longer about you, it's about the child. And to some degree, to some degree, I agree with that. But I don't agree with that. Why does my life have to stop just because I started or I'm pregnant? Why can't my life continue along with my child's life? I don't want to be one of those parents who's so focused on their child that they forget about their lives. Like, I'm still a human being as well. Just because now I'm a mom doesn't mean I stop living. I want to still be able to travel, and sometimes I am going to travel by myself, but other times my child is going to be there as well. And that's what I had to like really figure out and search and pick and dig through my brain for, because you see a lot of people that forget about themselves. And for the longest time, I feared that I would be one of those people, and it just terrified me. So I was so mad. I wasn't so mad, but I was mad when I found out that I was pregnant. But now I'm okay. I literally wanted to be a little bit more selfish with my time, which goes back into the whole I was mad and everything. I just wanted to be a little bit more selfish with myself, and actually finding myself and figure out what I like, what I don't like. There's still a lot of things that I don't know, and I fear, because I'm like, if I have a girl, I gotta figure this stuff out too. And it's just a lot that you have to that I've been dealing with, and I don't know, just feeling, just, I guess my instincts of becoming a mom are already kicking in, and and I can't even, first of all, finish a sentence, but I don't want to be a city life, but I don't want to be a worrywart, but that's just something that I have to deal with and get used to. And all of this is just, it was unplanned. I was very unprepared for it, but I'm making the most out of it, which is what, you have to do. I was scared that this would put a strain on Trey and I's relationship, for the simple fact that we literally started dating in June of 2020. What year are we in? We're in 2023. So June of 2022. And this June we'll only be together a year, and we already have a child on the way. Now, yes, we have history. If you guys know that previous video, or not previous, but one of my videos a while ago was with Trey. I introduced him as, my ex, because we did have high school history, but we're adults now. So we're still learning, who we are as adults. And now to have a child on the way is just very scary to me, because it's like, what if this child puts more strain on us? Because now, we figured, we had a conversation, and I was just like, we're still in that stage of where we don't really date. We haven't went on dates. We'll go on couple things, but we haven't really done intimate just one-on-one dating in a while. And it's just you know, we have to have something that keeps us together, whether it be an in-home date, whether it just be us going for a drive, a walk, or whatever. I don't care about the expensive dates, but I just want us to have some type of one-on-one. That way we can keep that connection and we can stay grounded in our relationship, but also grow our family and that relationship within itself. Like, it was just a lot that worried me when it came to if this baby would put a strain on our relationship or not. And so far, no, it has not, which I'm incredibly grateful for. Um, Another thing that I have to constantly, like, I don't know, I battle with myself a lot is the fear of not being a great mom. That is like one thing that I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready to have a child, because obviously there's no book, there's no parenting manual that can guarantee that your child will be what you want your child to be. And who am I to say what I want my child to be? But there's no actual book, there's no kids manual there. City life, I hear this every day, five, six, seven, 10 times a day. Like, yeah. But there's no actual kids manual, and even though you try to raise, you know, your child up to be a good person, anything can happen. And that's my fear. My fear is that the world will get to my child and affect my child in a way, and I just don't want that. I really don't. But I also don't want to shelter my child, because I feel like I was very sheltered as a kid. Like, there's still a lot of things that I don't know. Like, I just don't know, and I'm figuring it out. But I'm hoping that, you know, when my child gets here, I can be that safety net, and they can always come to me with whatever. No matter, you know, I just want to give my child the best life, love. I want my child to grow up knowing that we, not even just me, but as parents, we love this child. And already our child has an amazing support system, and I'm really grateful for that. I can really say that I'm grateful for the support system that has been growing, you know, as this child grows. Another thing, I did want to have my first child by the age, not by the age of 25, but at least I'd be 25. I'm 24 technically. I will still be pregnant when the baby gets here. So I guess I'm kind of having a child by the age of 25, but I really wanted it to be a little bit later, kind of going towards 26. Like, I wanted just one more year to just travel and get to know me, the me that I'm becoming every day, you know, and things like that. But I am, you know, happy and grateful to have, you know, or to be pregnant, and, you know, just to be able to say that, you know, I am carrying. A big thing mentally is feeling like I'm an alien in my own body. Like, that is such a big mental struggle for me, even to this day. Like, I have my good days, I have my really high highs. I'm not gonna say really low lows, because I have highs to where I just want to get out of bed, I clean, I want to get everything done. But then I have lows to where I'm just super exhausted, I don't have the energy. Like today, I woke up at 10. Normally when Trey leaves out for work at 7, I'm up. Like, I'll stay up. But today was not one of those days. I was so drained, and I don't know why, because I got plenty of sleep the night before. And I do know why, because I'm growing a baby. But it's just like, you know, you feel so, you are in your body, but you are not. This is no longer your body. Like, whatever the baby says is what happens. Like, I normally could down this gallon of water and be perfectly fine. I'm not gonna say perfectly fine not having to go to the bathroom, because obviously if you drink water you have to go to the bathroom. But it's like if I even think about having a sip of water, I have to go to the bathroom now. And that's just something that I'm just like, ooh, I'm tired of running to the bathroom. The aches, my body aches so bad. Like, and it's just random. Sometimes I'm perfectly fine. Sorry. Sometimes I'm perfectly fine. Other times I'm just like, what is this? Like, what is going on? I get so uncomfortable in my body. And if it was not for Trey, I don't think I would have made it this far in my pregnancy in general if it wasn't for Trey. Like, he really has been a backbone for me mentally. Like, I want to say from weeks 9 to like maybe 15, I was throwing up every single day, multiple times a day. And that really, really, I couldn't keep any food down. I couldn't keep anything down. Like, nothing worked. Peppermint didn't work. Crackers didn't work. I couldn't drink water. I was so dehydrated that I had to go get my labs done more than once. So my prenatal appointment, you're supposed to go after you're done with the appointment, you're supposed to go get your labs. Now, I've technically had 2 prenatal appointments, one in Indiana and one in Illinois. And in Indiana, it was the same thing. I was so dehydrated. I could not get my labs that day. Like, she stuck me once and she didn't even want to try again. Like, she's just like, no, come back another day. Out in Illinois, I can't say that they actually did try multiple times, but my blood was just, my body was so dehydrated that by the time the blood got to the tube, it was already clotting. I was that dehydrated. I couldn't keep water down, food especially. And I literally cried to Trey and I was just like, I can't do this. I am not strong enough for this. And without him being there to support me and be like, yes, you are, you know, you can do this. You know, we are in this together. You are not alone. It was just, I don't know. It gave me the strength that I didn't know I had to continue, because for the longest, for those multiple weeks, not even a couple, for those weeks, multiple weeks, it was just like, I did not want to, and I'm going to be completely honest, I did not want to live with the amount that I was literally throwing up every day. Like, I knew I was just like, you know what, tomorrow we're going to try and do it better. And, you know, I was taking everybody's tips, don't eat past a certain time. And I don't eat past, like, I want to say 7 or 8 o'clock. And that was still just every morning, I was throwing up. And a lot of the time it was just stomach acid, because I wouldn't eat past 7 or 8 o'clock. I would try to drink water and it would just come right back up. I was so weak. I could not deal with it. And everyone's like, oh, you know, it'll pass. And it was just like, the more everybody said it'll pass, the more weeks it continued. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this no more. It got so bad to the point where people were like, do you want more kids? And I'm like, no. And they're like, every pregnancy is not the same. And I'm like, no, you know, this being your first pregnancy and all of this is happening, and it scarred me. It was like something that was very traumatic for those weeks, because I'm just like, it was more like I felt like I was failing in a way, because I couldn't even drink water. And I'm like, how am I going to be healthy for this baby if this baby is literally not the reason, but the reason I can't keep anything down, you know? Like, and it wasn't even the baby, it was just the hormones changing and everything, because that's normally what they say happens in the second trimester. And it's like, I get that, but it got to the point where I was just like, if something happens to this baby, it is going to be my fault. Like, there was a point in time where I was just like, I was in the bathroom and I was crying, and I was just asking God, and I was like, why did you bring me this far? I was like, no, I was like, you brought me this far. And I just felt like I was losing this baby, because I couldn't keep anything down. So how the heck is this baby getting the nutrients? I was like, you can't bring me this far just to take this child away from me. And I think that's kind of the moment where like everything clicked and everything changed for me, because it was like, I want to be pregnant, I want to be a mom, but it was like I didn't have that strength anymore. And that's when it kind of like everything started to turn around. So like I went to the doctor a few like maybe a week or two later, and I was just like, I keep throwing up, it's bad, can you give me something? Anybody knows me knows I don't like taking medicine, but I needed some sort of relief. And he prescribed me something, and then the next day I was supposed to go get my prescription. I literally didn't get anything. I have been fine. So my first appointment was back in May. I think it was in May. And I get sick still, because that's part of pregnancy, but it is nothing. I literally would take what I do now over what I did previously. But it was like the day after the doctor's appointment, I was fine. I was totally fine. No symptoms. My energy started to pick back up. Everything was going good again, And it was just like, in that moment, it was like an eye-opening moment for me. Like, I want this. This is what I want, because for so long, I didn't want it. And I think what it was I heard the baby's heartbeat for the first time. And that's when I was like, okay. It kind of set in that this is real. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like I'm behind when it comes to my journey of pregnancy, because I don't have a single ultrasound to show you guys. I wish I did. But literally my first ultrasound isn't until the end of this month. Mind you, in the beginning, I said I've been pregnant since February. So moving to different states, getting insurance, the only how you can get an ultrasound out here is through insurance. And I didn't have insurance. I literally just got insurance to be kicked in and be available to me to where I can finally schedule an ultrasound. So I don't have any proof of pregnancy other than this paper here that literally says that I am pregnant. But other than that, I don't have an ultrasound. I don't have anything. And for the longest, I didn't even feel like I was pregnant, because I was like, I don't have anything to look at. I see all these people's stories and they see their babies way before I did, like weeks 9, 13, stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm not there. So it was like I couldn't bond with anything. It was just like I could look at my stomach, but like I'm only 4 months. So to me, nothing has changed. Like I'm not showing at all. The only thing is like, as I go further along in my pregnancy, I get like obviously more tired, but there's like probably a small bump. But again, I'm a plus size girl. So to me, it just looks like my stomach. And that's just me being honest and open with you guys, because I said that that's what I'm going to do on this channel. So yeah, it was just a lot that I didn't feel like I was ready for a child. I didn't feel like I was connected to having a child. None of that, because I'm so far behind, and it's not my fault. I've literally been trying to get insurance from the day I moved out here, from before I moved out here, actually. It's just, it hasn't worked, and that has affected me mentally in ways that I don't think anybody can understand. And it's just been an experience. But that's for another video. Let me get back to these topics. Learning to control my emotions is a big one. And I say that because I've always been in control of my emotions. Like, I don't know. Some people may say I think with my emotions, but I don't know. I don't think I think with my emotions. I think logically, and I also part of my emotions are in that, but it's more logic. Lately, not lately, because I feel like I'm okay right now, but in the beginning, maybe even not even in the beginning, maybe like a month ago, my emotions were like horrible, and I was I was angry. I was angry, and I saw that people were just like, I was on TikTok, and I was like looking at my For You page, and I just happened to start seeing a lot of pregnancy TikToks. And one thing that I kept seeing is that everyone kept saying, you know, oh, I could not stand my partner when I was pregnant. Everything that they did just annoyed me and all sorts of things. And I never, ever, ever wanted to feel that way, you know, with Trey. Because a lot of the times, a lot of people were just like, you know, their partner could breathe a certain way and they could not stand that partner. And for the slightest bit, maybe like a week or two, I felt that with Trey, and my mom was like, you know, your emotions are everywhere right now. So everything that you feel, your baby feels. So you need to start looking at it that way. And that's what made me like get more control over my emotions. Like, I don't know. Trey says that I have an attitude, but literally I have been so level-headed lately. I even let this man watch whatever he wants to watch on TV. I don't know. I just feel like that sunk in that I need to start being under control, because I don't want my child to, you know, feel the things that I feel angry. The only thing I want my child to feel is happy and content, and that it is loved. That's the only thing I want my child to feel in my stomach. Now, yes, there are going to be some rough times, and I will try my best to control it. But for right now, learning to control my emotions has definitely helped my mood. And obviously, I'm pretty sure the baby's mood as well. I finally accepted things for what it was and accepted life for what it is. You know, this baby's coming no matter what. No, I was not. I'm not going to say I wasn't excited, but I definitely was just like, I don't know. I wasn't as prepared as I would like to be. And in doing so and everything, I was just like, you know, it is what it is. It's time for me to accept that this is life no matter what, you know. And I only say that because I had a plan. As you guys can see, I wanted to have my first child, you know, after I turned 25, kind of going towards 26, not 24, going into 25. But it's life. And I always told Trey, I'm like, you know, nothing ever works out according to plan when it comes to us. And he's always been like, exactly, it hasn't, but we've always made it work, and we'll make it work now. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And that in itself was like hard for me to do, but you know, if you live life according to a plan, like, are you really living life? Like, if you have every single thing planned out, are you really living life, or are you just going according to your plan? Are you going through the steps according to your plan? And that's something that I had to just deal with. Like, not everything can be planned out. Life is not perfect. If it was, then yes, plans would work. But this is reality. We live in a real world where not everything will go according to plan. So stop living like it will. And that's something that I had to learn. And I guess the last thing is just learning to accept that not everyone's experience is going to be the same. When I tell you guys that I envied other people on social media and how great their pregnancy was going, it made me crazy, because I'm like, why can't I have this? And I do have it. Just like I have my highs and my lows, so does everyone that's going through pregnancy. This is something that a lot of us are doing for the first time, and it's scary, it's new, it's a learning experience, honestly, and it's a crazy one. It's very, very crazy to see and to feel and to experience being pregnant, because yes, there are negatives, but there are also positives when it comes to pregnancy. Like, the first time you hear the baby's heartbeat, the first time we heard our child's heartbeat, it was only 120. Mind you, this was in May, so if I'm 18 weeks now, it's probably like 15, 16 weeks then. And then this previous doctor's appointment, well, it was probably earlier than that, if I'm being honest. But this previous doctor's appointment, our baby's heartbeat was at 150. Like, it's crazy to experience these and to know that you're growing, you're growing a human being. And it's just like, man, like me and Trey have these conversations all the time, talking about, you know, yeah, we have a baby on the way, and it's scary because of the world we live in, man. You just want to do everything you can to protect this child from all the ugly of the world, but you really can't. You really, really can't. So it's a learning experience, and I really, really hope you guys stick along for the journey, because I can just tell it's going to be an interesting one with how things have been going lately. And I plan on sharing that. I plan on sharing the good, the bad, the ugly. I plan on sharing everything, because if I can share my story, just maybe it'll help one person out there, you know? I truly, truly, truly am grateful for the people that are in my support system right now. I'm truly grateful to Trey for being here through everything that we've been through. I'm grateful to just, I don't know, just to everything. Like, I feel like once I started to accept life for what it was and to truly build a sort of connection with this baby, that everything is starting to look up, and I'm just grateful for that in itself. So I am going to end this video like I always do. Always remember, you are loved, you matter, and you are enough. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.